Hello and welcome to this Opalis webcast on System Center integration. My name is Adam Hall and I'm the Technical Product Manager for Opalis. In this webcast I'm going to show you a simple example of how we can use the new System Center integration packs that will be coming with Opalis 6.3 and how we can build very integrated workflows across the data center. Here we have the Opalis integration server designer. On the left-hand side you can see that we have the policies coming down, and on the right-hand side you can see the objects and the integration packs. We have 4 new integration packs coming with Opalis 6.3. We have one for System Center Virtual Machine Manager, we have one for System Center Configuration Manager, one for System Center Service Manager, and one for System Center Data Protection Manager. Using these new integration packs is very easy, and it's a very powerful way of integrating across your toolsets. For example, creating a new change request based on a template in Service Manager, we can drag this activity out into the policy engine, right click and look at the properties of that. We have a connection set up to our Service Manager server. We'll select that. We'll select a change request as the class that we want to integrate with, and when we hit the button beside the template, we will get a dynamic list of templates back from Service Manager that we can populate. For this example, we'll choose a template called Virtual Conversion Change, which is a change request that has been built to allow us to approve some physical to virtual conversions, or P2V. Now once we've selected that template, we can then populate it. You can see here are all the fields that are available inside that template to be populated, and adding them in and being able to populate them automatically is a simple matter of adding them across to the right hand side. We can say the display name, maybe the reason why we're doing this, and maybe the title. Once we've got that, we're able to automatically populate what will be filled in there, and I'll show you in a minute how we can alter those words and pull in dynamic data off the Opalis workflow bus. So now that I've shown you how easy it is to create something like that, let's take a what would actually be required in an example. So the scenario we're going to run through is we've run the Microsoft Assessment and Planning tool, MAP, and we've run that across an environment. We now have the results into the database, and there are several machines in that environment that are virtualization candidates. What we can do is very simply create a query that talks to MAP and raise change requests based on the virtualization candidates. It's a nice, easy, one-step process. Read from map output, create a change request for each of those virtualization candidates. That's as hard as it gets. Now if we take a look at a more robust version of that, in this example you can see that we are reading from the map output, and based on what comes back we are creating a change request in each one. Now this is the same activity that I showed you just before, but in this one we're populating with some dynamic data. For example, if we take a look at the information that is now in the title, you can see here that we are creating a dynamic title where we're saying convert and then pull back the name of the server from the Microsoft Assessment and Planning database, and then we're going to have a date stamp of when we created this request so that we can see that in Service Manager. Once we've done that, we are going to define who is the owner of the activity. So once again, connecting to Service Manager, we're adding the user administrator in as the owner of that activity, and then we are going to assign that change request to a user as well. And we're going to do that based on who we applied the ownership to. If we have any issues along the way, you can see we fall out into raising a change request, raising an incident on fail. So that's the first part of the P2V workflow. The second part is we are waiting for that change request to be approved. Now you can see at the top here we have a new monitor available for Service Manager. If we take a look at that, you can see that we are waiting for that change request to have a status of complete. Now when the status is complete, that means that all of the approval mechanisms have been signed off and that we are good to go. In this particular workflow, we are then integrating with Data Protection Manager, and we are creating a recovery point prior to doing the P2V. We are falling down to a parallel process where we are checking the software update compliance against Service Manager, and if for any reason it's not up to latest patches, then we raise an incident to let us know that that's there. We're adding this server into a new Configuration Manager collection, and that's quite, if we take a look at the properties of that, that's once again as simple as configuring which Configuration Manager we're going to connect to, which collection we want to add them in, and which server we're going to add to that collection. We're going to check that Forefront is installed, and if it's not, we're going to fall out into installing Forefront. This server is being monitored with Operations Manager, so we're going to put that server into maintenance mode. We're going to complete the P2V process itself using Virtual Machine Manager, wait for the success of that P2V, and then take the server back out of maintenance mode again. Once again, if we have any problems on the way through of our process, we're going to raise an incident to let us know that our process has failed. And that's a nice easy scenario where we are automating what is quite a complex process, all the way from reading the output of an assessment all the way to completing a physical to virtual conversion with change requests on the way through. I hope you've enjoyed this webcast, and thank you for watching.